All right, 12.2, we're talking about permutations and combinations. So permutations and combinations are basically how many ways can we take a certain number of items from a larger number of items. The big difference is for permutation, the order matters. So if we had three letters, A, B, C, and we wanted to look at permutations of those three letters, the ABC is going to be a distinct permutation from ACB or BCA or any other order of those three letters, right? Order matters. Whereas in combinations, the order does not matter. So the three letters ABC would be considered the same combination as any other order of those three letters, BCA, CAB, etc. Right? So permutations, order matters. Combinations, order does not matter. That is a big deal when we're talking about these combinations and permutations. So we also have to understand this idea of what a factorial means. A factorial symbol here, when you see a number, any number n with an exclamation point next to it, that means you're taking that number, you're multiplying by one less than that number, then multiplying by one less and one less and one less until you get down to 2 and 1. So for example, 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. 4 factorial would be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and so on. 3 factorial happens to be 6. So this factorial shows up in the formulas for permutations and combinations. I will show you these functions on your calculator. It makes things a lot easier to work with, but it's good to know the formula here in case you have to use it. Okay, so for permutations, if we want to say how many ways can we take k items out of n items as permutations where order matters, we're going to use this formula here, n factorial over n minus k factorial. So for example, we want to say how many ways can we take 2 out of 4 permutations. We use that formula. We say n factorial in the numerator, n minus k factorial in the denominator. 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 factorial is 2 times 1. So we end up with 12, right? 12 times 2 is 24. Over 2 is 12. You can also just cancel the 2 and the 1 and realize 4 times 3 is going to give you 12. Now, that is opposed to combinations. Combinations, we just said, order does not matter. So notice the only difference here is this value that's added into the denominator. Otherwise, they're the same formula other than that added k factorial. And this means that if you use the same numbers like we're going to do here, you're always going to get fewer combinations than permutations for the reasons that we just stated, right? Here, ABC, ACB, BCA, they're all distinct permutations, but it's only one combination. So when we do use the same numbers that we used here for combinations, we can see the formula 4 factorial over 4 minus 2 factorial times 2 factorial now gives us 4 factorial in the numerator. 2 factorial is 2 times 1. 2 factorial is 2 times 1. So now we end up with 6 combinations of 2 out of 4, as opposed to 12 permutations of 2 out of 4. So let me show you where this stuff is on your calculator. If I can, there it is. So let's clear this and first show you where these things are. You go to the math menu and over to probability using the arrows here, and you'll see the permutation function. Your book uses k instead of r. The combination function, again, k in your book instead of r, depending on the book, actually. But some books use k, some books use r, and there's the factorial button here for 4. So if we wanted to just say, what is 8 factorial, we just say 8. We go to the math menu. We go over to probability. We go down to the exclamation point. We hit enter. We hit enter one more time. And we see 8 times 7 times 6 all the way down to 1 is this large number of 40,320. So if we want to check our work that we just did, the way you enter a permutation or combination, first you're going to put the number n in. So the ones we did, 2 out of 4 permutations, first you're going to put the 4 in. Then you're going to go to the permutation function and choose the NPR. And then you're going to put the R in, or the K. And then you're going to hit enter, and you're going to see we get the answer that we got of 12. For combinations, same format. You put the N number in first, then you go to the math menu, over to probability, down to NCR, hit enter, put in 2, hit enter, and we get our answer of 6. All right, so that's a much nicer way to deal with these other than having to use the formulas, but this is why you need a good calculator in a class like this so that you can use it. All right, so permutations, combinations, factorials, everything you need to know for this section. Let's look at a couple other problems here from this section dealing with this stuff. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention is 0 factorial, for some strange reason, is the number 1. Okay, it just is. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but 0 factorial, whenever you come across 0 factorial, that's going to equal the number 1. So let's look at number 38 here. 38 says you're choosing a president, a secretary, and a treasurer from 20 people. How many different ways can you choose those 3 people? Well, really, this is just a permutation question, right? We're saying, does order matter here? Well, your first choice is going to be for president, right? You got 20 choices out of those 20 people for the president. Once you make that choice, now you only have 19 people left to choose for the secretary. And once you choose the president and the secretary, well, now you only have 18 choices left for the treasurer. So you got 20 choices for the president. Once you make that choice, you have 19 choices for the secretary. Once you make those 2 choices, you have 18 choices for the treasurer. So you can multiply 20 times 19 times 18, just thinking about it logically, and get your answer of 6,840 ways to choose these 3 people to be your president, secretary, and treasurer. But realize it's really a permutation question. Order matters, right? If you chose Bill, Mary, and Ted, well, that means Ted isn't the president. Ted can't be president because Bill's president, right? So here, order matters. So you can look at it as how many ways can we take 3 out of 20 permutations. And if you use the permutation formula, well, you're going to get the same result, right? 20 factorial over 20 minus 3 factorial leaves you with this, which is really just 20 times 19 times 18. If you plug this into your calculator, you're going to get this number. If you plug this into your calculator the way we just did, you're going to get that number. 3 out of 20 permutations. So you got to ask yourself if order matters. If it does, you're permuting. If it doesn't, you're looking at combinations. All right, one more here. Number 42 says 5 rock songs and 6 rap songs are on a playlist. So how many different orders can they be played? Well, it doesn't give us any restrictions on which one's going to come first, or what does it matter? It just says 5 rock songs, 6 rap songs. So there's 11 songs, right? There's 11 different songs. How many different orders can they be played? Well, again, first choice, you got 11 choices for the first song. Once you choose that first song, well, now you got 10 choices, right? So 11 factorial is going to be your answer. Again, this is a case where order doesn't matter, right? So if we just plug in 11 factorial, 11, and then go to our math menu and hit factorial, we are going to get a very large number of 399 or 39,916,800. All right, a lot of different ways. Now, again, we can look at this as how many ways can we permute 11 out of 11. So we can also look at this as, I don't want to erase this part, but also we can look at this. Let's come down here, and then we'll erase it. So if we come down here, we can also say, how many ways can we permute 11 items out of 11 items? Well, isn't that just 11 factorial over 11 minus 11 factorial? We just said 0 factorial is 1, so we get 11 factorial over 1, which we just, again, just using logic, came up with the answer ourselves. Right? So 5 rap songs, 5 rock songs, 6 rap songs, 11 songs. Look at how many ways we can order those. Pretty amazing how large these numbers get sometimes. All right, so now we're saying how many different ways can they be played if all 6 rap songs are played in order? So now all the 6 rap songs got to be played in order. So this is a little bit tricky because now let's look at the 5 rock songs. Well, they can be played in 5 factorial number of ways, right? Using the same logic that we used when there was 11, right? So the 5 rock song can be played in this many ways. And then the 6 rap songs can be played in this many ways, right? Because now we're playing all the rap songs in order. And that doesn't mean the order matters. That just means we're playing all 6 rap songs in a row, right? Now, how many ways can we do that? We can play the 6 rap songs first and then play the 5 rock songs. We can play 1 rock song and then the 6 rap songs. We can play 2 rock songs and then the 6 rap songs. 3 and then the 6, right? So there's different ways. There's 6 different ways, right? We can play 1 rock song and then 6 rap songs and then 5 rock songs, right? That's one possibility, right? We play 1 rock song, then the 6 rap songs in order, and then the remaining 5. Or we can play the 6 rap songs first and then the 5 rock songs, right? We can play 2 rock songs first, then the 6 rap songs, and then the 4 left. So basically, there's going to be 6 different ways, right? We can play 0 rap songs, then 0 rock songs, and then the 6 rap songs. 1, then the 6, 2, then the 6, 3, then the 6, right? So there's 6 different ways that we can play the 6 rap songs in order, right? So this is the number of ways to play the rock songs. This is the number of ways to play the rap songs. And there's 6 different arrangements in order to play the rap songs in order. So 5 factorial is going to be 120. 6 factorial is going to be 720. And then there's 6 different ways to do this. So we get 720 times 120 times 6, and we end up with 518,400 as our answer. All right, so that one involved a little bit of thought. This part is the key, right? How many ways, if all 6 rap songs are played in order, you can't forget this number because there's 6 different ways to do that. This is the number of ways to order the rock songs. This is the number of ways to order the rap songs. And this is the number of choices of where to play those 6 rap songs in order. All right, so a lot of work there. 12.2, good times.